They're all sisters. It's one big conspiracy.
Remember the movie Beautiful Girls? I do. It's one of my favorite movies from the 90s. It might be one of my favorite movies ever. Just really high quality stuff. Drama, comedy, really good insights. And of course, it's another movie you really couldn't make today. And I know that people say that a lot. Greatest example is Blazing Saddles. You get it. We all understand why. But Beautiful Girls, you couldn't make today for other reasons, less dramatic reasons.
They're the best of friends.
Do I got anything in my stash?
Be clean.
Why is he here?
In town for their high school reunion.
I've been back exactly 4 minutes.
But they have one big problem.
I want to give you this.
It's brown.
You buy a colored diamond for a girl you're not even seeing, man. You've been eating retard sandwiches again.
They're all falling in love
You can slip into something more comfortable.
with beautiful girls.
It's raw, it's truthful, it's honest. And all those things are the enemy of woke. It's just the way it is. Now, if you don't remember the film, it stars Timothy Hutton as a piano player who goes back to his roots. He's going back to his Massachusetts home. He wants to attend his high school reunion. And of course, he meets the old gang again. You've got Matt Dillon, Michael Rappaport, and other familiar faces in the scene, and they fall into their old routines pretty darn quickly. And part of the main story here is that these guys just can't get along with women, not in any mature, profound way. Matt Dillon's character is dating Mira Sorvino. They seem like a very happy couple, but he's cheating nonstop with Lauren Holly. And then you have Michael Rappaport, who's in love with Martha Plimpton's character, but he can't commit. And she said, sorry, I'm moving on. He doesn't take it well. So part of the whole story here is you've got men in their probably late 20s, I would say, who just can't process adult relationships. They should. They're working good jobs. They're making a living. They're all grown up, but they just can't quite get there. And the bigger question here is the Timothy Hutton figure, where he has a girlfriend. She seems wonderful on paper, but he still isn't sure. He, like Michael Rappaport, he can't commit either. And it makes very little sense. That's the backdrop here. You know, it's one of those movies where it has a real feeling of time and place. A lot of the scenes are set in a bar. There's great music, of course. Sweet Caroline plays prominently in the story. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, when you rewatch the movie, which I did recently, you realize why it couldn't be made today. Because the male characters are deeply flawed. And yet you never aren't rooting for them. You want them to succeed. You want them to grow and get better. And that's important. That's part of the process. And some of them do to a certain degree throughout the course of the movie. Also, the women are idealized, especially the Uma Thurman character. She breezes into this town. She's gorgeous. She's sophisticated. She likes to drink. She's kind of a guy's guy. She's a dream woman. And of course, all the guys are just flummoxed by her, including Michael Rappaport, who gets a date with her. And it, of course, doesn't end well. But it's all about the male mindset. And you know what? That's important. And you can make a movie about the female mindset. That's equally important. But what this movie does is it doesn't really have any barriers to entry. It doesn't have any sort of things we can't do, things we can't say. Because sometimes guys just don't behave well. Sometimes guys need to grow up. And it's all here. Another thing I liked about the movie is there's no real lectures. You know, Rosie O'Donnell gets a scene or two where she's really breaking down the male mindset in ways that maybe feel more like a stand-up routine than anything else. But otherwise, it's just a true story. It doesn't stop cold to send a message. You get the messages in the movie because you're a smart person watching a film and you can make those connections yourself. Also, I think a movie like this, if it was made today, it would be chock full of empowerment. The women in their lives would make these great, grandiose speeches about why they're important or why women suffer under the patriarchy. You know, you get the sense of what's going on in the culture through the movie. Mira Sorvino's character, in a way, is just a punching bag. She just takes every bit of infidelity and keeps going back for more. And it's sad. And yet that is often reality. That is often what we face in life. That is often what women and sometimes, of course, men do as well. They should get out of a relationship and they just don't. So all these things make for a wonderful movie and all the reasons why it would be very complicated, if not impossible, to make it today. But there is one other element to the film that's important And that's definitely problematic even to the actress who played the character. I'm talking about Marty. She's the 13-year-old girl who lives right next door to Timothy Hutton's character in the movie, and they strike up this odd relationship. It's certainly not sexual, but there's a bit of flirtation there in an unusual way. Again, he knows she's 13. It's not in any overt fashion, but he sees her and she's this cute kid, but she has what she calls an old soul. She's smart. She's interesting. She gets things that 13-year-olds don't normally get. And he sees her and says, my gosh, what is she going to be like when she's older, when she's 18, when she's 22, when she's out of college? She might be just an absolutely remarkable person and someone I would love to get to know. And here he is in this good, stable relationship, and he's still searching. He still thinks there's something better out there, even a girl who isn't of age yet, who someday could be the girl of his dreams. That's so critical to the male mindset. The fact that we're always striving for something we can't achieve. The fact that we always think that, well, I'm in this wonderful relationship, but what if someone else comes along? It's not mature. It's often not realistic, but it's something that men hunger for at times. So I think one of the saddest parts of the Beautiful Girl's legacy is that Natalie Portman looked back on her role and her position within this film with some regret. And maybe she wouldn't have done it if she could go back and make her mind up for, in a different way. But the bottom line is that she was in the movie. She's a wonderful actress. She went on to become an Oscar winner. We all know that. And, I don't think this was an exploitive moment in her career. There may have been other films where she was cast in a way that was exploitative, possibly. But I also think that it was up to her guardians or parents to say, hey, we read the script. We understand what's going on with this movie. We get the message here and it's A-okay. We're fine with it. So I think that's important as well. For many people, we overuse the word woke. I mean, I may be guilty of that myself.
Whoa, whoa.
I'm woke.
But I think when it comes to movies like Beautiful Girls, it really is important to say what woke is, describe why it would hurt the creativity behind a movie like this one. And it's simple. You need to tell the truth. You need to be honest. You need to look into the human experience and really share what's going on. And that makes movies that you could watch again and again and again. Hey, this movie's 28 years old. So much has changed in the culture. So much has changed in technology since then. But men haven't changed and women haven't changed. And our relationships are very similar. They're flawed. They're exciting. They're unpredictable. And those are the elements that make Beautiful Girls such a wonderful film. So, yeah, I don't think they could make it today. I'm very glad they haven't even tried. This was a wonderful cast, just absolutely deep as can be. And by the way, where's Matt Dillon been? I feel like we haven't seen a lot of him lately, and he's such a good actor. So there you have it. Beautiful Girls, 28 years young. I'm sure it's available on streaming platforms right now. I happen to have a Blu-ray copy. I watched that to check up on it again. And just one final note. My son, my oldest son, is 15 years old, and I've been waiting and waiting for him to watch certain movies. One is The Graduate.
Hey, there's the award-winning scholar.
We're all very proud of you, Ben.
What has it been?
I guess about my future.
To me, it is the ultimate film. It is the ultimate sense of longing, of discovery, of curiosity, of being lost in a place between college and the real world. And I think I can't wait for him to experience that movie. It's the movie I could watch again and again. It's such a wonderful film, but he's not ready yet. He turned 15 in January. I don't think he has the world weariness. I don't think he has the experience to really appreciate what The Graduate is all about. And I think the same is true right now of Beautiful Girls. I'm always rushing to make him watch some of Dad's favorite movies, and I can't wait for him to watch Beautiful Girls. But when I just rewatched it recently with pretty fresh eyes, I thought, no, he's not ready for that yet. But you know what? We're ready for that. We need more movies like Beautiful Girls. We need great casts telling stories about the human experience. And if we can't get it now, if today's Hollywood won't produce it, there's always the Wayback Machine. There's always a Blu-ray. There's always a streaming platform to check it out all over again. Thanks for watching. Hope you'll subscribe to the Hollywood in Toto podcast. And of course, visit HollywoodInToto.com. It is the right take on entertainment and woke free since 2014. End of plugs.